So I'm excited for today's class to do some side bends and twists, which I think are probably two of the most enjoyed groups of poses that that exist in yoga. So when I think of side body or side bending and twists, you know, it's more kind of like the outside of our body on the sides here. What's also called lateral, or the lateral part of our body. But sometimes I also like to think of, like, right, we have the inside of our arm and we have the inside of our leg. So I might throw some of that stuff in there so you can think of, you know, all sides of your body. Not necessarily front and back, though. If you're just getting on, have something to use as a strap. If you like to use yoga blocks, you can always use them. They're just there for you when you feel like you need them. So having yoga blocks can be really good. If you have difficulty, you know, reaching and touching the floor in poses, it just makes poses more accessible for us. And the more accessible the pose is, the more benefit that we can receive from it. So definitely grab your blocks if you are somebody who likes to use them. If you don't have yoga blocks, kind of like the yoga strap thing that I said earlier, you know, you deserve it. Buy yourself some yoga blocks because they really can make the whole practice of yoga just a much more palatable thing. Okay, got about a minute before 10:30. If you're on, I can't see you like I always say, so, you know, leave me a way to know that you were here. I love that. I love to see that you were here. If for some reason you're on here and you were unaware that I have classes on YouTube, I've got those going. I've got all different levels of classes, but if you've been on there and there's something that I haven't recorded yet that you'd like to, see, then leave me a comment either on here. You can personal message me if you'd like any questions or class ideas. That would be awesome. Those of you wondering about when I'm going to open the studio again, I'm wondering too. I really don't know. You know, looking around my space, thinking about having people in here 6 feet apart from each other, I wonder how that's even possible. So I'm just pushing it out of my mind for as long as I can. There will be yoga in this space again. I just don't know when. So that's kind of that. Okay. Find a comfortable seated position. Make sure you have a strap and your blocks if you're going to use them. I'm seated on blocks right now. I definitely prefer to sit up so that my knees are below my hips. Just makes it much easier to sit up tall. So if you want to go grab something like that, you can, blankets, whatever you need. And then close your eyes. Begin to notice yourself. Feel underneath you what you're sitting on. Notice how it feels to be sitting. Feel the temperature of the room. Smell the smells as you breathe. Hear the sounds that are around you. Notice if there's any part of you that is holding tension or anxiety. Notice if there's parts of you that is holding joy, holding excitement. We have the capacity capacity to hold so many things at the same time. Begin to deepen your breath, lengthening your inhales and exhales. If you can, breathing through your nose. Now, some of us are suffering from allergies right now, so if you need to breathe through your mouth, you can. Just feel what it feels like to deepen your breath. Feel how your energy shifts as your breath deepens and slows down. As you breathe, imagine bringing your breath first to your belly, filling up your belly, feeling it expand. Then your chest, expanding all the way up into your upper back and the tops of your shoulders. And then on the exhale, feel how your shoulders fall back down. The air leaves your upper back and chest. Your belly pulls back slightly. Go ahead and accentuate that pulling back by bringing your navel in and up after the exhale. And then inhale, soften again, make space for the inhale. Let your belly expand, your low ribs, your upper back, your chest, the tops of your shoulders. And as you exhale, feel it all fall back down again. Begin to pick up your navel, pulling it in and up. And now also pulling in and up on your pelvic floor, your perineum. Just slightly, not as much as you can, just a little bit. And then inhale, soften again. Relax your pelvic floor, relax your belly. Feel yourself expand. Exhale, fall back to place. And then assist. Get that last bit of oxygen, air out of your lungs by squeezing your navel in and up slightly and your pelvic floor. Now as you inhale, keep a little tone, a little tension in your belly and pelvic floor. And then exhale and pull in a little bit more. Add a little bit to that tension, that tone. Inhale, expanding, even with the slight tone of your belly and pelvic floor. Exhaling completely. Pull your navel in and up strongly. Pull your pubic bone and tailbone and the two sides of your sitting bones closer together. And then keep some of that tone as you once again inhale. And exhale. Add to the belly, add to the pelvic floor. Little tension there, little more tension. Inhale, keep some of the tension, but still expand. You might feel that your breath moves a little higher up. You can't bring it all the way down anymore. That's okay. You just start to create these bandhas, these locks in your pelvic floor and your navel to be supportive as we start to bend our spine. Doing side bends and twists today. Two favored postural groups in the yoga world, so you're welcome. Let's see if we can stay in touch with this gentle toning, even as we start to do some stretchier things. So we move from a place of strength. So again, breathing through your nose on the inhale and the exhale. If you'd like to incorporate Bhastrika Pranayama, if you know what that is, you can do that now as well. It's just a slight closure at the back of your throat so that as you inhale and exhale through your nose, you can hear your breath. So we're working to establish this breath so that as we move, we continue to breathe this way. You can leave your hands as they are, bring them together in front of your heart. If your hands are in front of your heart, press your thumbs into your heart. Everyone lift your chest up, draw the bottom tip of your shoulder blades down your back, feel your collarbones broaden. Tuck your chin slightly towards your heart, and let's sing the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. And begin to open your eyes. All right. You're going to sit on your shins. So, like I said, I have yoga blocks, and I just turn them sideways so that I can sit on my shins. Bring your knees, bend your knees and place your shins underneath you, sitting on your heels, really, and your shins. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can sit cross-legged, all right? So we're actually going to do another breathing exercise, Bhastrika breath, which is like a deep inhale and a very strong exhale, almost like it's like hitting a drum. So I'll demo it here really quick. It's through your nose, and like I said, if you're having a problem breathing through your nose, or you know you're really snotty, you might actually go run and grab some tissues right now, because this is going to be like clearing your sinuses. I know my husband's suffering really bad from allergies, and I was thinking maybe this would be good for him, even though he's not doing yoga right now. But it's a deep inhale and exhale through your nose. So you're going to sit up tall, and if you want to practice this with me first, you can, or just watch. So you go to take a deep inhale. And so I'm blowing out strongly through my nose, but I'm also taking a deep, strong inhale, and it's fairly quick. And as I exhale, I'm going to pull my navel in and up, like snap it back quickly. So you can kind of hear my little bit of snotty nose here. So if you're having a hard time getting the feeling of your belly pulling back strongly on that exhale, take your hands to your belly for a moment here. Take a deep inhale and then start. Okay, so we're going to add to that. Interlace your fingers, take your hands behind your head. You're going to place your hands on the back of your head with your elbows out to the side. And you don't have to try to pry your elbows open. You're also not squeezing your elbows in. Your arms are fairly relaxed here. So what we're going to do is take a deep inhale at center. And then exhale, twist to the left and do that strong exhale. To the right. You're just going to go side to side. So take a deep inhale, sit up tall at center, and then begin at the left. So keep going, twisting side to side. When you twist to the side, that's when you do your deep exhale. When you come to center, that's when you inhale. So see if you can speed it up a little bit. Keep going. We're 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Rest the back of your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. Bring your breath back to that smooth, even breath. And just feel what you're feeling. So, to be quite honest, Bhastrika Pranayama is quite a bit like hyperventilating. So it has this big effect on our nervous system. Open your eyes if they're still closed. We're going to do one more round, and if that was really, really intense for you, you don't have to speed it up. You can do them very slowly, or you can just breathe deep breaths as you move from side to side. So we're going to start to the right this time on the first exhale. Once again, interlace your fingers. This time, take the opposite fingers on top. Place your hands at the back of your head. Take a deep inhale, sit up tall at center. And then begin by exhaling right. See if we can go faster. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the back of your hands on your thighs, close your eyes, and again, just absorb. Go back to your deep breathing. Remember that gentle tone at the end of your exhale. And then keeping some of it as you inhale. Begin to open your eyes. Okay, if you're sitting with your legs crossed, one leg in front of the other, then switch the leg that's in front. Otherwise, you're going to stay sitting on your shins if that's the position that you're in. Take your right hand to the side. On the right, lift your left arm up, take a deep inhale and stretch over to the right. Push your right hand down and toward the right, and really lift the left side of your ribs up toward the ceiling. And breathe. And turn your head and look up. One more breath. Really stretch your fingers apart. And then reach up and over. Placing your left hand on the ground out to the left, reach your right arm over your ear, over your face. Right palm facing down. Spread your right fingers wide. Push your left hand down and toward the left, and then lift your right rib cage up higher. Turn your head and look up. And breathe. Excellent. Take another breath. And reach up and over to come out. Okay. If you're cross-legged, switch the leg that's in front again. And then if you were sitting on your shins, you're going to come into a cross-legged position now. One shin in front of the other. So as you inhale, you're going to reach your left arm up and kind of lean to the right like you were. Right hand on the floor, reach up toward the right. Take a deep inhale. It's like you're making almost like a circle. Reach up and over to the left. Place your left fingertips down. As you inhale, you're going to reach over to the left. Reach up and then back to the right. On the exhale, inhale, reach over to the right with your left hand and up. Exhale, place your left hand down. Inhale, right arm sweeps forward to the left and up. And then back down. So a few more times. Inhaling, reach to the right, lift up. Exhale, place your left fingertips down to the left. Inhale, right arm sweeps forward and up. Exhale, right hand down. Keep going. Big breaths. Remember your bandhas, that little bit of toning at the end of the exhale. If you're having a hard time with that, I guarantee you're probably doing it, and actually you're probably doing it more than you need to, which is totally a good place to be in the beginning. So, trust yourself. A few more of these arm circles. They're kind of like arm circles, I guess, shoulder circles. Just getting a little bit more into our upper back. Okay. So we all need to have the same shin in front for this next one. So take your right shin in front of your left. Turn to the right, turn your chest to the right. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, fold over your right leg, place your hands on the ground, let your head hang, and breathe. And take another deep breath here. Use your hands, walking back towards you to help you sit up. Switch the leg that's in front. Inhale as you turn to the left, reach up. Exhale, fold over your left leg, placing your hands on the ground. Just gonna lay over the leg, let your head hang, and breathe deeply. Remembering that gentle tone at the end of your exhale. Deep breaths through your nose, just experiencing the sensations of the stretch. One more breath. And use your hands walking back towards you to sit yourself up. Okay, if you've got props, you're going to move them out of your way. Place your hands on the ground underneath you, a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers wide. And then take your knees underneath your hips. Bring your right leg out to the right, placing your right foot on the floor. And as you inhale, lift your right arm up. Stretch open to the right. And then exhale, reach your right arm underneath you to the left. And keep going. Inhale to open up. Exhale to reach underneath you. Remembering to use your bandhas a little bit here on that exhale, and even keeping some of the tone on the inhale, just to help you stay really aware of your center as you move in and out of these side bends and twists. Once again, inhale, open up. Exhale, stretch, reach underneath you to the left. You're going to reach as far as you can and then lay your right arm down, lay your right shoulder and your right cheek down. And press your left hand down and forward as you breathe here and stretch. Really pressing the back of your right arm down, the back of your right hand down. Take another deep inhale and exhale. And then push into your left hand to lift you up. Bring your right knee underneath you. Take your left leg out to the side. Your hands need to be a little bit wider than your shoulders. Spread your fingers out super wide and press into your fingertips and thumb tips. That little bit of pressing is actually going to help your wrists. Inhale, turn your chest open to the left, reach up. And then exhale, reach underneath you to the right. And keep going. Inhaling to open, exhaling to twist. Nice and slow movements, moving with your breath. Remember on those exhales, bringing in that toning, and then try to keep some of it even as you inhale. It doesn't really matter what breath you're on as you move, whether it's the inhale or the exhale, it doesn't matter as long as you're breathing deeply. One more time, lift up and open your chest, look up even. And then exhale and twist underneath you. Reach as far as you can over to the right, placing the back of your hand and arm and shoulder down nice and slowly, and then push down and to the right with your right hand and breathe. Press the back of your left hand, the back of your left arm, and shoulder into the ground. Take another breath. Okay, use your right hand to push down strongly to come back to your hands and knees. Bring your left knee underneath you, knees hip distance apart. Put your forearms on the floor, or if you have blocks, you might put them on blocks. Interlace your fingers and walk your knees back. This is sort of a version of a pose called puppy dog pose. Lay your head on the floor between your arms. Knees are underneath your hips. And then lift your hands up over your head. Walk your elbows forward slightly. Push your elbows down and breathe. So again, remembering the pelvic floor and navel engagement on the exhale. That's the easiest place to start that engagement. And then you keep it just a little bit on the inhale as well. And you'll feel how that moves your inhale a little bit higher up in your chest. And also keeps you aware of what you're doing in the pose. Keeps you in your body. Take another deep breath here. Okay, move your hands away from the back of your head, back to the floor. Lift your head. Walk your elbows back so they're underneath your shoulders. And really, you can do this with your hands interlaced still if you'd like that, or palms on the floor with your hands in line with your elbows. Draw your low ribs in, tuck your toes underneath your feet for dolphin pose. Line your ears up with your upper arms. And you might need to have your knees bent here, that's totally fine. Lift your butt up as high as you can. And also draw the lowest part of your ribs in. And I know what you're thinking, when you draw your low ribs in, your butt goes down. So you have to find the middle ground between those two things. Breathe super deep, slow breaths. Another long, slow inhale and exhale here in dolphin pose. If your hands are apart, interlace your hands. And then walk your feet back and come either into forearm plank with your knees up or down. Good, look forward. Press into your feet. Lift your belly, lift your low ribs. Take another deep breath. Now, like I said, your knees can be down here. If your knees are down, you're going to move your feet over to the left and stack your legs. Otherwise, shift over to the left. So bring your left hand to the right. Stack your feet so you're on the pinky side edge of your left foot. It would look like this if you were kneeling, knees bent. And then place your right hand on your right hip. Okay, so here or knees down. Now, reach your right arm over your ear, reaching forward. You're going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, reach forward to, or reach toward the right and bring your left hip to the ground. Inhale, reach your hips back up. Reach your arm over your ear. And try to lift your rib cage, the right side of your rib cage and your right hip toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your hips down to the ground and reach towards your feet, towards your ankles. Okay, so back and forth. It looks like this with bent knees. Inhale, reaching up and overhead. Exhale, bring your hips down, reach towards your knees or ankles. Okay, one more. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming back down. Inhale, come up just to get up. And switch sides. So you're going to place your right elbow on the ground. Come to the pinky side edge of your right foot. And once again, it might be knees on the ground, so your right knee would be on the ground. Reach your left arm over your ear. Take a deep inhale, stretch. And then exhale, bring your hips down, reach towards your knees or ankles. Okay, so it look like this with straight legs. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, bring your hips down as you reach towards your ankles. Okay, a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale up. Exhale, come back down. Every time you inhale and come up, really try to stretch your top hip, top ribs higher toward the ceiling. And come back down. Inhale up. And come down. One more time, lift it up. Good, come back to forearm plank. Interlace your fingers. Walk your feet forward. Bring your head between your upper arms with your knees bent, most likely for some of us. And take a breath. Okay, separate your hands. Place your palms on the floor, straighten your arms so that your elbows are off the ground and you're in downward facing dog now. In down dog, your hips are the highest part of the pose. So really lift your butt up. And then like you did in dolphin pose, you gotta squeeze your low ribs in. But now that your elbows are straight, you're gonna squeeze your inner elbows in a little bit more as well. Press into the thumb side of your hands and your fingertips. Another breath. Bend your knees, look forward, and start to walk forward toward the back of your hands. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, lift your belly, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, fold over your bent knees, let your head hang. Two more, just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Place your hands on your hips with your elbows pointing up. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Inhale, lift to that halfway position, look forward. And then exhale, press off of your heels as you stand up, so push your feet down. Inhale, reach up as you stretch up. Reach, bring your palms together overhead, and then exhale, bring your arms down. Take your feet together. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hold on to your right wrist with your left hand and pull up. Exhale, side bend to the left. And look underneath your right arm, keep breathing. One more breath. reach up and over to come out of the pose. Bring your arms to your sides. Left side, inhale, reach up, hold on to your left wrist with your right hand, pull up. Exhale, side bend to the right. And really pull. Turn your chest a little forward, look up. One more breath. Reach up and over to come out of the pose. Bring your arms to your sides. Chair pose. Bend your knees as you sit down and back. Look down, make sure you can see your toes. Place your right hand on the outside of your left thigh and then push them into each other. Take your left hand to your left hip and turn your chest toward the left. And so this will be like our little warm-up pose. Maybe you can even look over your left shoulder. You can sit down just a little bit lower. One more deep breath. And look forward and stand all the way up, untwist. All right, once again, sit down into chair pose, your arms just kind of hanging. Place your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Push your thigh and your hand together. Take your right hand to your hip and turn your chest to the right. Breathe, maybe you can sit lower. Place most of your weight in your heels so your toes are light. Look over your right shoulder. One more breath. Okay, turn your head, look forward. Stand all the way up. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. So we're going to go in and out of twisted chair pose. Take a deep inhale as you sit down. Exhale, twist to the left. Bringing your left elbow to the outside of your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, if you can. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. So your elbow and knee might not actually touch, and that's okay. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. We'll do a few more rounds. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Can you sit just a little bit lower? Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Remember, light toes. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Last time, each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, come back to center, reach up. Exhale, press off your heels to stand. And your arms at your sides. Stand at the top of your mat if you're using a yoga mat. Take your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, reach up. Bring your palms together overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward into forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot back into high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Good, standing all the way up into high lunge. As you exhale, turn your back heel down. Parallel your back foot with the edge of your mat. Turn open to the right for warrior two. Take another deep breath here. Really bending into that front knee over your ankle. Press your left knee out to the side. Take your right hand to your right thigh. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Turn your left palm to face behind you and stretch back. Keep your left knee bending. Good, hold here. Beautiful side bending posture here. One more breath. Okay, keep leaning back and stretching back, but straighten your left leg. Now coming forward into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Either place your hand on your thigh, shin, or on the outside of your foot. You're only going to take your hand lower if you can keep from leaning forward in this pose. So you want to turn that left side of your chest more to the right. Squeeze your right shoulder blade toward your spine. Now turn your right palm to face forward. Reach your right arm over your ear and stretch forward and breathe. Take another breath. So this is kind of like a sloppy triangle thing that we're going to do next. So now you're going to let that right side of your chest kind of sag forward and stretch your hand toward the right corner of your mat. And this will hopefully direct the stretch kind of into your upper back, maybe even all the way down towards your belly. And see if you can remember your bandhas at this point, that little bit of toning in your pelvic floor and navel. One more breath. Okay, bend your left knee deeply. Bring your right hand to the floor and turn your right heel up so you can bring your right knee down. If you like to pad your knees, give yourself a little bit more cushion, you can do that. Slowly rise up, so bring your chest up. And take your left hand to your left hip. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, side bend to the left. You might bend more deeply into your left knee or keep it directly over your ankle, that's up to you. Good. Take another long and slow breath here. Okay, reach up and over to come out of the pose. Take your hands down to the ground on the inside of your left foot and step back to plank pose with your knees on or off the floor. Take a deep inhale, look forward. And then exhale, everyone lower your knees, thighs, bend your elbows, but hug them towards your sides as you lower your upper body down. Place your forehead on the ground. Flip your feet so your toenails are on the floor. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Broaden your collarbones. Inhale, curl your chest forward and up. Look up for cobra. Press your toenails down. Hug your elbows in. Push down into your hands and knees. Draw your belly in. Tuck your toes. Push back to downward facing dog. See if you can get a sense of the side stretch in down dog. You have to really push your hands down and forward and lift your butt up. Draw your low ribs in. Breathe deeply. And one more breath. Your head should be between your upper arms. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your chest, look forward, keep your knees bent. Exhale, fold over your legs. Place your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows in. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, push off your heels to stand up. Now inhale, reach out and up. Bring your palms together overhead. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Stand up tall in Tadasana for a moment. Tadasana is mountain pose. Point your tailbone down, lift your pubic bone up. Bring the bottom tip of your shoulder blades in. One more breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your left foot back. Keep your left heel over the ball of your left foot. Inhale, stand up, press into your front heel for high lunge. Exhale, turn your back heel down, parallel your back foot with the back of your mat. Bend into your front knee, bring your arms to your sides for warrior two. So your chest and your pelvis are facing the left. Push your right knee out to the right and keep your back leg super straight. Look over your front fingertips. Take a long, slow breath. Next time you inhale, lean back. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Turn your right palm to face backwards as you reach backwards. Keep your right knee bending. Stretch the right side of your ribs up toward the ceiling and breathe. One more nice, long, slow breath. Start to straighten your right leg. Keep stretching back. As you exhale, you're going to side bend to the right, coming into triangle pose, either with your hand on your thigh, your shin, or to the outside of your shin on the floor. Turn the underside of your chest, the right side of your chest, more to the left, and lengthen the distance between your right armpit and your right hip. Now turn your left palm to face forward. And now stretch your left arm over your ear and breathe. Press into your heels, lift your knees, lengthen your spine, tuck your chin slightly. Nice long, slow breaths here in triangle pose, Trikonasana. If you're in a position and you can't breathe and it's way too hard, then you need to come up a level, either hand on your shin or hand on your thigh. Okay, start to turn the left side of your chest down toward the ground, and then reach your left hand toward that left corner of your mat. Let your head hang. We're just trying to direct the stretch more deeply into your lats, your upper back muscles, even in your armpit a little bit. Big inhales and exhales. See if you can remember those bandhas. Where'd they go? Okay, look down. Start to bend your right knee deeply, right over your ankle. And then lift your back heel, left heel up, bring your left knee down. Okay, get your balance here. If you like to pad your knee, give yourself a little bit of a cushion. And then slowly start to come into that kneeling position with your upper body up. Take your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm up. This is one of my favorite side bends. It feels so good. Also a great stretch for your psoas if that's something that you're looking for. Inhale, stretch your left arm up, and then exhale, side bend to the right. And breathe deeply here. So most of us fall into one of two categories, and that's the people that like pinch their head off with their shoulders. And then it's the people that push their head forward and lift their chin. So if you're kind of in one of those places right now, see if you can neutralize that. Soften your face, your shoulders, your neck, your eyes. Last breath here. Okay, reach up and over to come out of the pose. Place both hands to on the floor on the inside of your right foot. Step back once again, downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, the full pose is a back bend. If you've been practicing this a lot, if you've been doing yoga a long time, you may not have actually known that, especially because most of the time it gets taught to draw your low ribs in, keep your head in line with your shoulders. But just for today, I want you to lift your butt up and start to press your chest toward your thighs. And you'll feel this deep stretch in the sides of your shoulders, most likely. Maybe your head will come to the ground. That's definitely a proportions thing. I happen to have those proportions. Take another breath. Now to contrast that, feel where your low ribs in. Know where they are. You know where they are. Draw them in as much as you can toward your spine. Bring your head in line with your shoulders once again, and now lift your butt, but don't let your low ribs jut out. One more breath. Look forward and either hop or step to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift up, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Ardha. Anyways. Inhale, reach out and up. Standing all the way up. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And take your feet out quite a bit wider than your hips, at least a foot wider than your hips on either side. Lift your hands away from your butt. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest up. As you exhale, bend your knees, lift your butt as you bring your head down. Good. Keep your knees a little bent. Okay, take your hands toward the right, turn your chest to the left. And then bring the back of your head toward the right and breathe. So basically you're twisting in a forward bend with your hands together behind you. That's really all that's going on here. A little bend in the knees. Breathe and see if you can remember your bandhas on that exhale. And then next time you inhale, come back to center.
You might want to change the clasp of your fingers, taking the opposite fingers on top, and then once again, straighten your elbows as best you can. Lift your shoulders away from your ears, take your hands away from your back. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, turn your chest toward the right. Take your head back toward the left. Take your arms toward the left. And breathe. So even though you're turning to the right, you're kind of pulling back to the left. And your hips are just going to move and do what they want to do. One more long, slow breath. Okay, come back to center. Place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Inhale, lift halfway, pause. Exhale, bend your knees, press off of your heels to stand. Okay, so feet are a little bit wider than your outer hips, about a foot wider. Turn your left toes to face what was the top of your mat. All right, so your back foot, turn your right toes in deeply. So your right big toe is facing the right corner of your mat. Bring your right hip more forward, your left hip further back. We're moving toward revolve triangle pose. We already did a variation of triangle. Revolve triangle is quite a bit harder. If you have yoga blocks, you might use a yoga block underneath your hand for this one. So keep your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows in, take a deep inhale, lift your heart and lean back slightly. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Go really slow, and as you do, pull your right hip forward, left hip back. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. So you're going to lean forward about halfway down, pause. Reach your right hand down, bring your fingertips to the floor or a block underneath your shoulder. Take another deep breath, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, turn your chest to the left. Okay, so you might just keep your left hand on your hip. Pull your left outer hip back, move your right outer hip forward, and squeeze your inner thighs together. Bring your left shoulder blade closer to your spine. Maybe stay with your hand on your hip, or reach your left arm up. But keep your legs straight, and keep trying to turn toward the left. Okay. Notice if you're pushing your head forward or dropping your head, pull your chin in slightly, lengthen the back of your neck. Keep squeezing your inner thighs towards each other. One more breath. Okay, turn your chest to face the floor. Bring both of your hands back to your hips, shoulders in line with your hips. You're in this halfway position. And then press off of your feet to stand up. Turn back to center. Move through center to the second side. So you're going to turn your left toes in, right toes out. Right toes are facing the back of your mat now. Left toes face the left corner of your mat on the back. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. And you have to really try here to keep your hips in this position by squeezing your legs towards each other. So we'll do the back bend. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. And exhale, slowly fold forward. Bringing your head in line with your hips. Might be even slightly higher than that. Okay, and then pause here at the halfway position. Once again, pull your right outer hip back, left outer hip forward, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. And then reach down with your left hand, place your left fingertips underneath your shoulder. Now, recoup that work in the legs. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other as you pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Slowly turn your chest to the right. So prioritize that. You know the right arm's going to lift eventually. That is not the most important part of the pose. Turn your chest. Turn, turn, turn. You can even use your left hand on the floor, pressing down and to the left to help you twist. Squeeze your right shoulder blade in toward your spine and either stay with your hand on your hip or reach your right arm up. Okay, tuck your chin slightly, lengthen the back of your neck. And breathe. Keep squeezing your inner thighs towards each other. For revolved triangle, Parivrita Trikonasana, modified. So this is the easier version, if you can imagine. Take another deep, strong, slow breath. And then turn your chest toward the ground. Bring your right fingertips down. Take a moment here to get your balance. Lift your belly, draw your low ribs in, engage your bandhas. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise. You can press off your front heel to help you out. Great, parallel your feet. You did it. Slowly come down onto the floor. Just like caught a glimpse of the strap here, which we did not use today because we ran out of time. That's okay. Bring the bottom of your feet together. Hold on to your toes and press the outside of your legs toward the ground. So you're going to lean back a little bit, lift your chin, take a deep inhale, lift your heart. Now as you exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze your elbows in, pull yourself forward over your legs. But keep pressing the outside of your legs toward the ground. Let your head hang here. This is Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Move your shoulders away from the sides of your neck. Give yourself some space to breathe. And one more long, slow inhale and exhale. Next time you inhale, lift your head, look forward. And then exhale, sit all the way up. Lay on your back. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Cross your left knee over your right. Move your hips to the left a little bit. And drop your knees to the right. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg and stretch your left arm out to the side. Close your eyes. You can start to let some of that deep breathing go. You don't have to be engaging your bandhas at this point. Just let this pose be fairly passive. But feel all the feelings, how your breath has changed, how your mind has changed, how your body has changed. How it's always changing. And take another breath. Unwind your legs. Return to center with your feet on the floor, knees bent. Pause here, take a breath. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Move your hips to the right slightly. Drop your knees to the left. Place your left hand on your right outer thigh. Stretch your right arm out to the side. And breathe. And allow yourself to just be. Soften the muscles of your face. Start to relax your breathing. Take another deep breath. Unwind your legs. Return to center. Your knees bent, feet on the floor. Take your feet out wider than your hips and drop your knees towards each other. And then start to settle yourself. You can place your hands wherever they feel comfortable and close your eyes. So we're going to begin Shavasana in this constructive rest position for our legs. If this isn't comfortable for you, feel free to lay flat on your back or do another pose that sounds more restful. The whole idea with Shavasana is that we give ourselves a moment and permission to just be. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, and I promise you I will rouse you in just a few minutes, so see if you can really allow yourself to do nothing for a little bit. Give yourself these moments. If your knees are bent and your feet are on the floor still, stretch your legs out. If you have a longer time to stay here resting, it's always a good idea. Otherwise, stretch out long, move your head from side to side. And then keep moving your head from side to side as you bring your knees into your chest, hold on to your shins or wrap your legs, wrap your arms around your legs. I guess you could wrap your legs around your arms if you really want to. Okay, and then use this rocking from side to side to roll over to one side, pause, take a breath. And then use your hands to push yourself away from the floor. Come back to your comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. Just reconnect with yourself for a moment here before you go out into your day. I hope that you have some beautiful weather like it seems like we're going to finally have today. But before you even start to go there, like I already just did, just take a couple more seconds here and notice how you feel now. Notice what you're feeling now. In honor of each other in this practice, let's sing the sound of Om. You can leave your hands where they are, bring them together in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale. Thank you so much. Namaste.
feel? What do you think? You gonna have a good day now? I hope so. I think I am. I'll be here next Saturday too, and I hope you will be too.